Yep. We back again. We told you we be back again. What's up? It's your boy Big Chase, spread love the Brooklyn way. Back with my co-defendant as usual, Leo, aka Kalo K. Talk to the people, bro.
I ain't do it. What's going on?
Hey, listen. If I did it, he was with me. I don't get it. Yo, what's up, man? Yo, we back with another artist spotlight, man. We go out, search the entire universe, find the coolest people in the world doing the coolest shit in the world. We bring it back to you, and if you're lucky, you might get to cop it before anybody else. So make sure you tap in. We put you on to a lot of stuff, man. We're gonna put you on to something dope. Now, listen, you know, the boy from Brooklyn went to Brooklyn Comic-Con recently, came across this brother, had to stop. Like, what I'm about to show you is so crazy and so genius and whatnot. You know, it's funny because every time I see his logo, I think of Biz Markie saying, "You treated me like a wet food stamp." I always think about that and whatnot. But yo, so listen, man. Without further ado, let's bring our guest on, Mr. Rios Palante. I hope I said that properly and whatnot.
Yes, sir. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, man? So listen, you tell the people about your joint. I don't even want to say. You tell the people. What's the name? What's the name of your product here?
Yeah, my name is Rios Palante from the Bronx, New York. I know it's opposite from where you guys at, but you know it's the same thing, right? So yeah, I was one day I was going through the comic book stores and I was just seeing all these dudes in tight ass underwear and capes and everything, and I said to myself, so I was I read something that Stan Lee wrote, and he said something about, you know, Spider-Man and Peter Parker being authentic and his problems were like realistic, and I was like, damn, who's talking to the younger generation? Who's talking to the kids that I grew up with? And came up with this idea of these kids that protect their local bodega against rival gangs. They're obsessed with martial arts movies. They can't stop thinking about martial arts, but in reality, they can't throw a punch to save their life. So they get beat up over and over again until they meet this old head that works at the bodega, and he trains them, and they become like this little ninja team that protects the neighborhood. You know, I wanted to do something that was more authentic, something that sounded like us, felt like us. It was, you know, something that people haven't seen before. And I think that you know, thank God, you know, luckily we're hitting that stride, and we're getting more eyes on it, and we're getting people that really understand it. Like when we go to Comic Cons and they go, "What is that?" Oh my God, their minds get blown when they see it. You know, they're like, "Oh my God, that's me." You know what I'm saying? And it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
Now that's absolutely dope, man. So I'm like, yo, like I said, is genius. You know, that's what caught my eye when I walked by the table. It said food stamps. And I was like, I had to read it twice. Like, wait, did he say food stamp? No, food stamps. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. So in terms of the concept in you know, we get a lot of different people now. Everybody's producing something. Everybody's got something going on and whatnot. Where in the age range is your story and your characters and all of that?
Yeah, I would love to say it's for all ages, right? But it really isn't. I mean, even the logo, you know, it's not. You know, you got some kids that come through. Yeah. Yeah, man, you got some kids that come through, I swear to God, and their parents are covering their eyes and everything. You think they saw some butt naked person on the hat or something, you know, and God knows what their kids are really doing in school. But yeah, it's really for people like us, you know. It's like you know, a lot of the characters have genuine issues, problems, circumstances, whatever you want to call it. You know, like Jen is she's a leader of a gang, but she just found out she's pregnant. She's a kid from high school. Now she's got to deal with her, you know, trying to make her man into like somebody straight because he's also in a gang. Then you got Screwface, who, you know, he's a product of his environment, and his mom's is a crackhead, his father's locked up. So there's a lot of these issues that just kind of resonate with with us. I mean, I was born and raised in the South Bronx, and we don't have to go through the whole
Yeah,
song
yeah.
and dance, right?
Yeah.
On how
You,
tough it
I'm
is, you
came
know what
from
I'm
the
saying?
I
But
came from the Bronx as
you
well.
and Leo neighbors.
Yeah, I
yeah,
came from the
man,
South Bronx as well. So
that's right. BX, baby. Yeah,
yes,
man,
sir.
that's right. But
No, they always
it's.
standing up.
I think it's for all ages, but at the same time, it's not. I would say maybe like maybe high schoolers. It could be like 16 to forever.
Okay.
And I throw in all these little things here that resonate with me, and I like to share it with the world. It's totally like a selfish type of project, because when I was going to school to write a lot of stories, and I would always write from like what I thought people wanted to hear. But my teacher would tell me, listen, you have a voice, talk about anything that happened. And I remember one time I just said, fuck it. I'm gonna write about this time I was in the Cuchi Fritos, and my homie held up the place, right? But I didn't know it was him. And so he says, get on the ground. Everybody gets on the ground, and everybody's going through the whole thing. And then all of a sudden he lifts up his mask, and he's like, what up, Rick? And and I was like, oh shit. But now looking to me, that was like normal stuff. But looking back at it, when I went to college, none of these students, these people had that same background. They didn't have that reference. And I was like, damn, I gotta write about that. So I wrote about it. And when I did, she loved it. She was like, some woman from upstate, or so, totally disconnected from the hood, but she just loved the voice that I had, and what I was saying, and how detailed everything was. And I just kind of took that. You try to grab onto these people that are kind of like little angels that come your way, and she kind of propelled me to the next stage and gave me some more self-esteem to really tap into those things, and to really see the beauty in our differences. So that I just kept it going. And she's one of those people that always stay in my mind, and I just try to write things the way I see them, and put it on the table and let it fall what it's gonna fall.
Right.
It's amazing how the way certain people stay in your life and affect your life in the best way possible. Because I have the same kind of similar story with a teacher affecting my life in a good way, in a positive light. So it's a blessing, man. You know what I mean? That you found somebody to say, "Hey, you got something here, push it, and
That's right.
look how far you came with it.
That's
You're
a fact.
going with it. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah, man. Yeah, we all have this thing. We all have a story. We all have
exactly.
these things that make us us. Whether you like baseball, or you're a boxer, or shit, you like to dance, or whatever it is. Lean into that. No matter what, because society, when we're young, you know how it is. We got to be cool. We got to be down. We got to do something stupid to get the respect of our peers. But when you get older, that's kind of a phase. When you get older, God willing, because if you're still playing around, playing games in the corner, then you're gonna get in trouble. But if you keep going, you'll come back to it. You'll circle back, and it's a good feeling, because people they hear it, they hear the voice, and they go, wow, that's me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's great that you're doing stuff for the inner cities, because a lot of people don't know about the bodegas, man. Come on now.
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, that's why I love, bodegas. For me, we had a bodega in the corner, of course, and that was our sanctuary, bro. That's like, it was brick outside, right?
Still
Cold for
standing.
those that are not from New York. It's cold as hell, and you just chilling in there with your homies, boom, and you get a sandwich or some. You play some. This is back in the day. You could play some arcades in the back.
Hey.
We're old school
Yeah.
shit. And if you want to throw a tag, you got to tag your neighborhood up, right? You got to let people know you're there.
Yeah. Listen, we all came from the same environment with that. You know what I mean? Like I think all of us had a teacher who helped get us focused and helped us see the world in a different light. And whatnot. I had an art and a math teacher who did that for me. So we definitely do that. And plus, shout out my man Damon from junior high school, who actually kind of got me started with comic books and all that. Like, I always liked to read, but I never really picked up much in the way of comic books. And he was reading a Hulk, I think it was Hulk of Submariner, one day, and he was just showing me the action in the book, and I'm like, oh, this is dope. Right. And he was like, yo, yeah, go ahead and read it. You know, once I started reading it, you know, you get to the end of the story, like, well, what happened? Like, oh, you gotta wait till the next one come out. So I'm like, wait, and then you know, you start seeing other books. And I think that we all get to that point where we just want to tell our story. We want, you know, we're like, this is cool, but this is the way it would happen where I live and where I'm from and whatnot. And once you get that and match that with realistic images that we are all familiar with, it just takes it to another level, and it really is something that people have never seen and whatnot. But I want to talk about some of these statues, and you know, these are dope. Like this is really crazy right here. So
thank you, brother. So the one you're looking at right now, the guy in the green parka, that's Bodega Blade. I think I got him. He's over here. He's over here somewhere. But that's Bodega Blade. Okay. And Bodega Blade was an idea. I saw not a magazine, a newspaper. Somebody was held up the bodega, and the clerk at the bodega took a machete and cut his finger off. Right. Okay. And then in the newspaper it said Bodega Ninja. So I was like, damn, that sounds too crazy. Yeah, man. And I was like, that's it. I got to do a Bodega Ninja. Yeah, and you know, Bodega Blade is that, you know, he's the first character from the story. And then a second character was Demonio. So Demonio's a kid that was he was murdered, and he's kind of like a specter in the neighborhood. You know, he's like this. He's like the boogie. He's like Candyman. You know, but he's a kid.
Gotcha.
And then you got some other ones. So this one's upcoming right now. This is Mad Black, right? So he's the youngest, but he's a ball player. But he's able to tap into his inner spirit, right? And he's able to engulf these objects into this energy you see. Okay. And that'll be released at New York Comic Con, you know, if everything goes well.
Yo, how big are these figures? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I got the prototype right here.
Hold on. We got
to get that big screen. You gotta give that big screen, bro.
We had to put him in there. Like, let's get a look at this thing. Hold on a second.
This right here.
Hold on a second. We got to get this up. Hold on. There we go.
So yeah, this guy, you know, I'm a big Street Fighter fan. I mean, we all like little geeks inside, right? So I'm a big Street Fighter fan, and I was like, yo, I gotta have this dude that throws fireballs, but how do we spin it and do it our way? And this is a ball player that he's nasty with the pill, and then he just infuses these objects with energy, and he, you know, tosses them. And this is Mad Black. He comes with a removable hat. It'll be magnetized and all that. And so I'm a toy designer, right? So I had my life was like split into several chapters. I was a tattoo artist, a security guard. I was so many things, bro.
You was hustling. I get it. You were hustling, bro.
You know, every mad hats, mad fingers, mad fingers all over the place.
It's a fact. It's everybody's out there hustling and trying to make it.
Now, do you paint all your figures?
I paint some of them. Some of them get painted overseas. That's something that we're dealing with now too. It's in the news and it's real. The tariff situation is really affecting us right now. So I gotta get stuff produced in the US, but that takes much longer. There's a learning curve to the painting, to the process and everything. Right. So that's, you know, the figures, you know, it might make it even more special because, you know, we'll have more of our hands on it. But we're looking for producers here in the US. It's tough as hell, so we might have to do everything ourselves. Okay. But I design all the toys you see. Of course, they come from the story that I created, and I was a toy designer for about 20 years. I worked at toys. Yeah, I worked at Toys R Us. I worked with Spin Master, Hasbro, Fisher Price.
Wow.
And
Okay.
as you know, I started moving up in the ranks. I went to Toys R Us as a design manager, moved up. I went overseas and I started seeing how the manufacturing process is done. And I said, man, knowledge is power. So once I got that knowledge, I said, once I left Toys R Us, I said, what is going to stop me from making my own toys? And that's what you're seeing now. These are made of 100% resin. They're like 2 to 3 pounds each. So they're
Okay.
heavy boys. They're collectible, you know.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's dope. That's dope. So in terms of like, how hard is it to really like design and produce one of these things? Like, just kind of give us a overview of like, if I want to make one of these things, like how hard is it to do?
It's not hard at all, especially nowadays with AI. I've seen AI pump stuff out in 3D like this. Now it's not hard. I mean, I think where my value is held is the managing the process. So like, yeah, I may create these characters. I may have them look cool, but how do they turn out to be a toy that's a good design it's aesthetics meets functionality. That's a good
Right.
design.
Right.
So if it looks good, beautiful, but if it doesn't function well, then it's trash.
Right.
So it has to work. But there's stuff like balance, the center of gravity you got to keep in mind. Undercuts, different plastics have different shrinkage rates. You got ABS, PVC, PP, PE. You've got all these different, and they all shrink different. They all are molded. That's a whole nother story. The molding process. They're all stuck together differently. You could have screws. Sometimes they're solvent welded. All this, crap.
Wow.
I should probably do a Patreon on this thing.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah.
we don't want to give it all away.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
the
man.
details in your designs, bro, they are
Crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy.
Well, you know what? It comes from the love of toys. I mean, every toy I look at, man, I just got this joint in the mail, and I'm just look at the details, see where they sag it, right? I'd say where they screwed up at. I'm always analyzing it to see, like, if it's top notch or not. And I just want to make my figures the best sculpted, best looking, and that's kind of what fuels me to keep this thing going.
Now, well, listen, I can personally tell you, they look good, bro. They look damn good.
They
look damn good, bro.
Appreciate that, brothers. Thank you.
It looks damn good and whatnot. So
in one of those, bro.
I know, like I'm like, yo, I'm trying to decide where I can put I need like the whole collection. I have to make some space here. We always make the joke like we don't really need a couch. We can just get the couch out of here and find some.
Yeah, right. Nah, I'm the same way, man. We all collectors. I got a ton of toys. I keep pulling them out of everywhere, and it's a problem. But it's not a problem.
Listen, it is a love of your life and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So so what formats can people engage in this with? Is it just toys? You have graphic novels, you have cartoons.
Yeah, we got comic books. We started out with the resin toys, designer toys, because I'm a toy designer. But yeah, we have the comic book. I have issue 1 here. This is issue 1. You see Screwface on the cover. Then we have 6. I think we have 6 issues now. This is the 6th one. Based on there's like a little Freddy Krueger story in there. So this one's called Nightmare on My Block. This is but right now we're working on issue 7, and we should have issue 8 by New York Comic Con. So yeah, we've got comic books, t-shirts, caps, pins, art prints, toys, man. We even had energy drink. We had an energy drink. I don't have any right here, but it was called the Mad Blast with Mad Black, the character I showed you.
Okay,
we had chips. We had bodega blade chips and Screwface. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, I need 1 through 8 for my Comic Con, bro.
It's just a lot of fun, man. It's just like me doing things, and I don't take it for granted. Me doing things that you wish as a kid. You know, it's just and I know I don't take that for granted. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
a really it's a blessing for real.
yeah. No, it's listen. You do something you love, you never work a day because you look forward to
Exactly.
just getting up the next morning,
That's
re-engaging in
right.
this thing. So I definitely get it and whatnot. So tell the people where they can find you. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can they get in contact? How can they buy some of this stuff?
Yeah, man, you want to buy something? Fustamps.com. You want to check me on Instagram at Fustamps, Facebook, Fustamps, even TikTok. I don't shake my ass, but um that one needs a little love. Though. I don't post as much on TikTok, but yeah, you know.
Yeah,
That's the thing too, man. Catching up with the, you know, how people are presenting themselves and selling things has changed too.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's the Canbot. Yeah, that's my collaboration with Clutter magazine. They produce these Canbots, and that's the Bodega Blade Canbot blank
Okay,
there before it's painted.
nice, nice,
That looks sick. God,
nice,
I like
nice,
that.
man.
That's a little
Nice.
slappy slap. Sometimes I throw them in, like, you know, to
Yeah,
people that keep coming back and buying stuff. I just do a
yeah.
little doodle on that postal stick and send it out.
Okay.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah,
Listen,
that is tough right there. Imagine you getting in the mail and you get a freaking original artwork
yeah, bro.
on
Listen,
the mailer.
you know what collectors live for. That's,
Yeah, man.
That shit is getting
that's
framed
what
quick,
collectors
fast, in
live
a
for.
hurry, bro.
Yeah, man. Again, trying to do something that I wish, you know, was done for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, shit, I wish McFarlane sent me a little doodle and, you know,
Yeah,
or
Yeah,
hey,
or Steve Ditko or something. You know, it'd be awesome,
yeah, yeah.
especially the money we spent on there.
It's a
right?
fact.
Those collectors, bro.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
Yeah,
So,
man.
all right. So, I mean, so listen. You know, we talked about everything. This is where we take a little break. We gotta ask you some questions and whatnot. So,
Of course.
Marvel or DC?
I say DC.
What?
I say DC, man.
Ah,
DC, you
Uh,
know what? DC, because DC holds a special place in my heart. DC brought me. This is before, you know, been around before the Marvel explosion, right? I think
right,
Blade kind of introduced that whole cinematic universe. Spider-Man and Hulk was always my favorites, right? But Batman was my number one favorite.
right.
And the thing with DC Comics is that they just now as an like older person they just speak to me a little more like it's a little darker, a little more towards the R-rated stuff, even though and then you just got these iconic superheroes like Wonder Woman, Flash, Superman, Batman. You know, it's just, to me it's just I'm a DC guy, but
yeah.
I mean doesn't mean that I don't go and watch Marvel. I'm not one of those that, oh, I'm a I'm a DC hardline, and I hate everything Marvel does.
Mhm.
Nah, nah, you know,
Yeah,
it is what it is. If it's a good movie, if it's a good
Exactly.
adaptation, then I'm good. I'm happy. You know, I don't feel you have to really take one side or the other. To me,
yeah,
Right.
you know,
yeah.
I like Batman, I like Spider-Man, the Hulk. I never really rocked with I know I'm gonna get some bad mail. The Avengers thing, I just never really, you know.
Never really
I,
connected with it.
yeah, no, but I mean, the first, what was it? The first movie when you first seen that, that
Yeah.
was amazing because it was
Okay.
just like, wow, a comic book in real life. But you know, I never been a Captain America guy. I never been a Thor guy. I never been an Iron Man guy. You
Hmm.
know, but Justice League now you got, you know, the Flash, Superman. I was more, you know, leaning towards that.
Traditional, yeah. I mean, listen. I think we all, especially coming from our era, all you really had was DC. Like you might see Spider-Man on a commercial or the Hulk, you know, when they had the whole Underoos thing going on.
Yeah,
But you know, there really wasn't any. There was a 1960s Marvel, the Marvel sagas with the little shorts, but they didn't show those at that time. Like whenever
yeah,
they went off, you didn't really start seeing those again until the 80s. But for me, Marvel just spoke because I got a better diversity for me in
yeah.
characters. You know, when they changed the Super Friends into the Justice League, I was like more interested because now you've got Black Lightning, you've got
Right.
a little bit more diversity, and Marvel for me just kind of had that. But
Yeah.
listen, we say it all the time. We give DC a hard time on our channel, but it's just because
Okay.
we do because we want them to win, and they have like an enormous inventory of characters, and we want to see them. You know what I mean? And the fact that they just keep trying to reboot the same 3 or 4 characters over and over again is just not. It's the reason why Marvel's killing them. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
go into your stash and bring out something that people really have never seen and do it well. And then, and now because listen, it ain't like not gonna run back and forth between theaters. You know what I mean? Like, we went to see Superman, we would see Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So,
No, look, I've always been a DC guy just because, like what you said, the Super Friends. I grew up, a baby watching these colors and these now talking about it, you look back, you're like, which one of those are really like a person of color, ethnic person? That's a whole nother can of worms. But Marvel was always more progressive than DC, like always. Even as a kid in the 80s, I would hate it. You'd see Silver Surfer, like he looked crazy. That Jack Kirby Silver Surfer image and Galactus Hugh. It was just so dynamic and beautiful that I would hate. Yeah, I would hate on the low. Like, damn, DC. It was always that way though.
But you got to realize one thing. Bronx is always winning. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby from the BX, baby.
That's right.
You winning.
Right. Yo, yeah, listen.
Yeah, man.
Listen, like I said, we're fans of both of them. DC animation is top notch right now. Like, whoever's in their animation department is putting it out. They're really doing their thing and whatnot. But I love the fact that we have indies like yourself that are putting out stories that are coming straight out of our own life experience and whatnot. And the quality and the level of just being able to relate to the story is right there. You know what I mean? Like you say, people will walk by and be like, yo, that's me. Like, because people can see yourself in the artwork, then you did something right.
The design,
appreciate that, man. Yeah, a lot of times I get people hit me up on Instagram. They go, thank you. They automatically they see Bodega Blade with these little sideburns and they go, oh, it got to be some Latino kid. You see Screwface, black kid, Mad Black. And then you got, Demonio, he's kind of like, we don't really know, but he's, Wapo. Take all these characters. This character here you're seeing is based on Macho Camacho, Hector, the boxer, who used to like frequently pass through the Bronx, Harlem, and he was a hero to us, man. And, just kind of giving people a piece of the life that I lived, if I didn't do that, if I didn't tell my voice, why be here if you're not, what I'm saying?
I get it. It's like, what's the point if you're not going to do it? You know what I mean? Like, you have these stories inside, you have the ability to like, listen, we come from the same era. How many notebook pages did you waste drawing your own comics and whatnot, drawing your own cartoon characters and whatnot? So I get it. And not to say waste, but because back then the idea of putting out your own comic was so far and away from us compared to now. Like, the ability to draw it and ink it and then actually mass produce it and distribute it to people was like not gonna happen.
I remember trying to get the blue lines off my damn notebook. How hard I was
yeah, man. I used to do so many things. I was terrible at school, man. I just couldn't get it, man. I didn't get it. I'm saying? Like, you could throw that equation up on the board a million times. It's just not sticking. But now, for some reason, like English class or like even history was always fascinating to me. Stories. It was just stories. Because stories are just a literal. It's like a visual image, but just literally, right? I mean, a literal image almost. And I like the fact that you get to make up your own image of what you're reading. You know what I'm saying? Like, Interview with the Vampire. If you read that, your version of what is his name, Lestato, whatever. You think if I drew it or somebody else drew it, we'll be two different people, you know.
It's a fact.
But yeah,
it's a fact. All right, so listen, man, Mr. Rios Palante, food stamps. Make sure you go check it. Yo, tell them that website again.
Fustamps.com.
Make sure you go there. That's right. Go get it. Because two brothers from the Bronx and one from Brooklyn come looking for you. It's right. Over for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, so listen. Just do what we say do, okay? You're going to be okay.
That's right. You get that borough beat down.
Facts. And whatnot. So listen. Quick reminder, do not forget to join us every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, right here on this YouTube channel, as well as what's the other ones? Instagram, TikTok, Facebook,
Apple Music, Spotify,
Rumble, yeah, Twitch, all that, man. Any place that you get your podcast goodness. Don't forget to stop by our channel on YouTube, Mancave101 Podcast. Come down, look down in there. You'll find the links to become a member. Cost you a couple of bucks, man. The tariffs can't even listen. There's no tariffs on it. You get to jump in there. You get to see my partner in crime over here. He loves to get his drink on, man. You know, you can make him drink. It's part of the agreement that we got going on and whatnot. We're going to talk a lot of issues. We're going to talk about all of this nerd and blur stuff going down. Also, if you get a chance, please stop by our merch shop, mancave101.org and whatnot. Obviously, summertime is out, man. Get your shirts, get your hats, get your book bags, whatever. Fall's coming, so I heard the art department's about to get it on with the hoodies and all of that and whatnot. Go check it out. New stuff every day going up and whatnot. So definitely just keep checking the site for new things that are going to be popping up. And, just cop something. Help us pay some of these bills, man, because these bills do not pay themselves. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
That is tough. Look at that.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm getting one of those. I got to get one of those.
You know what I mean? But definitely check it out, mancave101.org. And we thank you in advance and whatnot. Listen, man, once again, my man Rios, man, thank you for coming through with the food stamps, man. Keep up the great work. We're going to be looking to see that. I definitely got to get my resin. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I want map. I might need both of those, bodega, blade, map. I might need both of those in the jumbo, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for all of y'all, man. I'm here. I'm open for business. Y'all come through. Y'all check me out. Check out what I got. You won't be disappointed. Now, I got to tell y'all, man, what y'all doing is a beautiful thing. Thank you so much for having me. Respect, BX, BK, NY, love. All over the world, bro. And like we tell everybody, man, once you're officially on here, you're officially family. So you can come through anytime for any reason, for any season. Anything that you got going on, you can come pop in here. We'll chop it up, let the world know what's going on. So don't hesitate to pick up that jack and holler at us. And with that, man, listen, from my man Rios Food Stamps, K-Lo K, the Mama Wanna Godfather, spread love the book where your boy Big Chase. We gonna see you next time with another artist spotlight.
Yeah.
Hey.